the Speaker of Parliament gave a ruling, very clear. The records, Hansard captures it, that nothing prevents the bill from being laid. It is 5 weeks from the time that Mr. Speaker gave that ruling. And since then, no attempt has been made by this House to have the Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill to deal with the canker of LGBT, devastating our norms and culture in this country, threatening our family values. And there seems to be a very conspicuous silence on this.
Mr. Speaker, the House must not create the impression that what was a priority in the 8th Parliament, a priority to the 275 members of Parliament, has suddenly been thrown
under the carpet and has suddenly been jettisoned by the 9th Parliament. We've debated it and we concluded. The controversy was resolved. Speaker declared that the bill has to be featured on the order paper. So the attempt by this government, by blocking this bill and blocking it from being featured, is a big disappointment to the people of this country, to the over 93% of Ghanaians who believe that marriage is between man and woman. It is a big disappointment to them. We demand that if it was oversight or error, it must be added to the order paper so that next week it is laid and presented for first reading, because on record, it has satisfied all the processes by the dictates of our standing orders and has been duly approved to be presented, laid for first reading and consequential referrals. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Anodonpre.
Speaker, let me thank the Leader of the House for his presentation. Speaker, I heard the Leader making an appeal that estimates expected to be brought to this House should be brought timelessly for our committee heads or our committees to do justice as we move towards the consideration of the estimate. So as of my last check, I was informed that we have so far received 15 of the estimates. And let me commend the Chief Whip for that. I mean, I'm quite aware of the cycle, how these matters have been dealt with over the years. 15 estimates so far is quite good. However, that is 15, we've done well, I'm commending you. That is 15 out of about 41. So you still have more. I want to appeal to the Leader of the House that he should add his voice so that we can get as many as possible, because the estimates have also contributed to the delay in the consideration of the motions on the floor. That will be it for now. And you know it has its impact on rising so that we don't sit very deep into the night. So that I see again the referrals, over 290 referrals, and I sympathize with the majority leader, but we can't put all the blame on him. Those of us also in leadership must extend a hand to help. I think I suggested this advert of the referrals, but clearly it's not helping. I don't see it helping in any significant way. And now that the committees are going to be considering estimates, we are worse off. So the earlier referrals are potentially going to suffer, because for the next 2 weeks or more, the focus and the priority of the committees will be the estimate. Who is going to be the estimate? So the earlier referrals are going to suffer. So, majority that I respect, I want to suggest maybe leadership should meet. We can't leave this thing all on your hands alone. we should meet, both sides should meet the committee heads or those who have these referrals outstanding. Then probably we can get innovative on how we can deal with that. Okay, gotcha. How we can deal with that. So I think these matters are straightforward matters, and we can't belabor the point on Monday sitting. The leader has already explained why we have to suspend the earlier idea of sitting. I thought it was a good idea, but leader, we will defer to you. Now, because I'm worried about a phenomenon, and I say this without any malice. Earlier on, I think about a month ago, I had raised this matter on the House floor, that following the devastation to our environment, now we are reading all sorts of reports, water bodies, even food from the farm being poisoned with heavy metals and all that. I humbly suggested earlier that if it pleases this House, majority leader, if it pleases the business committee, can't we, so that we can do something beyond the ordinary, can't we program the Minister for Lands or the Land Ministry, now that these matters are going up and it's taking a serious direction? Can't the ministry brief us every week? Let's know what is happening. And I say this without malice. I say that of a pure sense of patriotism, that as Ghanaians, as a representatives of the people, so I see my deputy, the deputy is well dressed today, exceptionally dressed today. He's coming to debate. I hope he will give us solutions to galamsey anyway. Anyway, that is just by the by. So, I want to appeal. I beg this House. Let's resolve for once. This is not a partisan matter. The waters are getting bad. Even food on our table is getting poisoned by heavy metals. So, I'm simply saying, Speaker, with your indulgence, and with the blessings of the other side of the House, Honorable Mills, I know you support me on this. Let's program the lands minister. I'm not saying specifically the minister himself. Deputy is capable, he can come and brief us. Every week, they should come and tell us, where are we? How is the fight going? Are there things that we should do as a house to support them? This is very important. This is very important. And I pray that you don't take it out of context. Galamsey is at risk. Our lives are at risk. Even food from our farms are at risk. So having said that, let me conclude on the referrals again. 290 referrals is not ordinary. And there must be a reason why these matters are still outstanding. So, leader, as I said, we must also contribute to resolving this challenge. And we on this side will be glad to heed to a call from you for us to meet together as leadership and find a way of resolving this matter. So, guys, thank you.
Yes, Honorable Patrick Obama.
Thank you very much. Mr. Speaker, I would like to draw the Chairman of the Business Committee's attention to Standing Order 2211. It's with regards to the Subsidiary Legislation Committee and the referrals there under paragraph 16 of the attachment. Leader, our committee is supposed to present our reports after the referrals have been made to us, per the rules, at least 5 sitting days before the expiration of the 21 sitting days, in accordance with Article 11.7. So we are not in any way in breach of the rules of the House. I just wanted to bring it to your attention. Thank you.
Yes, Honorable Deputy
Speaker,
Minister for Lands and Natural Resources.
I'm very grateful for the opportunity to make a few comments with respect to the business statements. And I want to join my colleague, Honorable Tim Fajo, to call for the need for us to begin the conversation on the LGBTQ plus bill. But I want to also suggest that as much as possible, we don't politicize this issue once again. The question to ask is, we are here today because somebody did not do what he was supposed to do. And I thought my brother would have pointed it out. The president, the former president, was the one to sign this bill into an act. It was complete, it was ready.
Honorable, hold it. Yes, Honorable Tim Fajo, why are you up?
Mr. Speaker, my good friend and brother,
Why are you interrupting?
I'm interrupting.
What's the basis of your interruption?
I'm on standing orders. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 2.
What did order 1, 2, 3, 2 says?
Mr. Speaker, the comment my honorable colleague has just raised is not accurate. If he has a concern which is genuine, he has to go straight to the point and join the call. But bringing in extraneous matters which are not accurate, blaming
Honorable member, I think
president.
you are completely out of order. Kindly resume your seat. Honorable Sule, you have the floor.
Mr. Speaker, I'm grateful. Mr. Speaker, so I'm adding my voice to what he said, but I'm also cautioning that there's a need for us not to politicize this issue. And I'm just pointing out that this bill by now should have been an act if some other people have acted. And so for me, let us move away from trying to politicize this issue. The President, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, a few days ago, made his position very clear on this matter, that as soon as the bill is ready, he was not going to use any means to frustrate the process of signing it. And that we're going to sign it. And so let us work together to ensure that this bill is put together very well. And we will now have a president who is ready to sign it. So the president will sign it. My second issue also has to do with the call on the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources to come here frequently to brief this House. My minister has just asked me to tell the House that we are more than ready. We are more than ready to come and respond to your issues. I know my minister has also had some conversation with the leadership. And so I'll pause here. My able leader will complete the records. Thank you.
Yes, any further comment? Yes, Honorable Comfordoyo.
Mr. Speaker, I would like to plead that we reintroduce the Songo Lagoon bill in the House so that we can solve the Songo issues once we reintroduce it. Yeah, I want the minister to reintroduce it so that we can solve the Songo Lagoon issue once and for all. Mr. Speaker, people are always agitating and diabetes, other things, and it's too much for us. Demonstrations and other things, we cannot breathe, we cannot rest. So if we can reintroduce it, or the minister should come and brief us what he has been able to do so far, so that we solve it when it can be solved, so that Magdan will have his peace and work, and then the good people of Adan too can have their peace in the community. So, Mr. Speaker, please, the Songo Lagoon issue, Minister should come and do the briefing.
Yes, Honorable Frank Afriye.
Speaker, thank you so much. Speaker, let me thank the Business Committee Chairman and in all humility, appeal to him that since the commentary on the budget will continue on next week Tuesday,
if he and leadership that took the decision and time allocation, if they could just prop up the baseline time, which is 5 minutes to, let's say, 7 or 8 minutes, so that at least we can elicit more substantial responses from those of us who are attempting for the first time. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yes, minority leadership. Any further comment? Yes, majority leader and chairman for business committee. Your response to the comment.
Right Honorable Speaker, as the records of this House will testify, the government of President John Dramani Mahama and the NDC majority, and I believe the Right Honorable Speaker, we are all very committed to the passage of the Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill. If you recall, a couple of weeks ago when we debated this, I was the person who insisted that the fastest way to have this passed into law is to take a position that this Parliament has already passed it. So what is left is signature. And I recall many on your side arguing against my position, and so Speaker ruled, and he ruled that so far as he is concerned, the life of the 8th Parliament had elapsed, and this is a new Parliament, and once it wasn't signed, it had to be reintroduced afresh and taken through all the stages. So if you had listened to my advice and sided with me in the debate in this House, that we should treat it as having been passed by this House, and that once it is passed by this House, it is not part of businesses that have elapsed. By now, I would have left it squarely in the hands of the presidency to sign. But because I didn't get that support from you, the position became that it hasn't been passed, and so we must take it through all these processes. So if there's anybody committed to this legislation being passed, clearly it is me and then the people on this side, especially to have it passed expeditiously. Now, you decide that it should be freshly considered by this House, and I think that at this point, the Speaker indicated that it is going through the mail and will come back to this House. And so it is not an attempt by government. It's not an attempt by government. And President John Dramani Mahama has indicated time and again that any moment that the bill is brought before him, he will expeditiously sign it. So my honorable colleague, Honorable Ntim Fojo, even though in the 8th Parliament, I really didn't see you actively involved in having this bill passed. I know you were a sponsor of the bill, but as we considered it, I didn't really see much of your involvement. I didn't really see. If you recall, it was my committee that it was referred to. It was my committee. And then I didn't see much of your own personal involvement. And so I am surprised that all of a sudden you think that this is an urgent matter that must engage a priority in terms of the work of this House. And also, when we were all putting pressure on President Akufo-Addo to sign, I didn't see you helping us to put pressure on President Akufo-Addo. I didn't see you. I didn't see you resisting, you know. And now you have found your voice, and you think that President John Dramani Mahama or the NDC is conspiring not to have the bill, you know, introduced and passed. I can assure you that we are very committed to having the bill introduced and passed. Yeah, the estimates are coming. We'll keep mounting pressure. I know that the 21 sitting days have not elapsed, but you also know that once the 21 sitting days have elapsed, even if you bring a report recommended to this House that we should not allow it to come into force, we don't have any capacity to change it. So I believe that it is better that the Subsidiary Legislation Committee presents the report before the expiry of the 21 sitting days. Because if it expires, we cannot change it. It becomes law. So I agree with you that you still have some days, but the practice should be that you bring it before the 21 days expire. Yes, galamsey, I believe the minister is ready and willing at all times to come and brief us on the progress being made. I can testify that a lot of work is going on. A lot of equipment that would have aggravated the situation have been seized, excavators seized. It has become next to impossible to import excavators into this country. Next to impossible. I have been approached by even contractors, road contractors, who have legitimate road construction contracts from government, and they are having a difficulty even getting permission from government to import specifically excavators for the purposes of their road construction projects, because government is very, very keen on limiting the influx of excavators into our country. And indeed, for those who don't really understand the galamsey menace, like I said, since colonial times, artisanal mining has been happening in this country. Since colonial times. But what aggravated and created the vast expanse of excavations across the country for the purposes of small-scale mining has been the introduction of excavators into the country. The sponsorship that came from our Chinese brothers and sisters, and the involvement of party kingpins in trying very hard to get governments to compromise and allow them to carry out these operations. And if you look at the activity of this government in these three areas, clearly no one can question the amount of work that has gone into stopping the excavations. So no more excavators come into the country. Those out there have been arrested. They've been arrested, and efforts are ongoing to permanently confiscate them. And so we don't see the level of excavations that used to happen. But I am first to admit that at the artisanal level, we still have young people out there with their pickaxes and their shovels, digging and trying to find some gold. But that level of damage is not what really, we should be so worried about. So that attempt to create an impression that galamsey is happening and nothing is being done about it, I agree that we are not reclaiming. So anybody driving will see a lot of open pits along the roads and highways, but that is not digging that took place in the last 9 months. That's not. If you are flying an aircraft from here to Kumasi and you look out through the window, you will see vast areas of excavations between Accra and Kumasi in the eastern regions and some portions of Ashanti region. But these are not excavations that happened in the last 8 months. These are excavations that have happened for the last 12, 15 years. Because we haven't filled those pits, when you are still driving around, you see it. So we must admit that a lot of work has gone in. Unlike in the past where party kingpins, where reports were brought by ministers showing that government officials are aiding and abetting. Today, any government official found to be aiding and abetting will be arrested. Any party official, no matter how high, whether you are at the national level or you are at the regional level, if you are caught, the president will not say anything. He will allow the due process of the law to deal with you. A mere allegation against you is creating a problem. Even a member of this house who is alleged to have obstructed the enforcement of the ban was arrested and arraigned before the courts. So I can say that when it comes to the commitment to fight galamsey as a menace, the track record of this government is unparalleled. So we are ready, and we believe that you are mentioning the name because what? This government has taken action. The name you are mentioning, it is because this government has taken action. Unlike in the past, when certain regional chairmen were known to be openly involved in galamsey, and government appointees, and even the minister wrote a report and nothing happened about the report, and journalists, videotape people and then exposed it and nothing happened. In this government, just bring the evidence and this government will deal with that person ruthlessly. Mr. Speaker, the minister will come as often as we want him to brief this house. Sango Lagoon issue, yes, I think you can ask questions, urgent questions, and the relevant sector minister will come and brief this house as to exactly what is happening. Time allocated for commentary. I believe that we haven't really changed anything. That's always been the practice in this house, that leadership have more time, chairmen and ranking members have more time than, backbenchers and etc. And that is exactly what has been repeated. I think where the problem is what I raised at the beginning of this parliament, which is the disproportionate allocation of time between the minority and the majority, because, why do I say so? We have 88 on this side, and we have 189 on this side.
87.
So, 87 on this side, we have 189 on this side. So, when you say equal numbers, during the debate, one person speaks, one person speaks, one person speaks, one person speaks. By the time you finish, you will have, 100 people, 87 people here speak, and then 87 here people here speak. You will still have, over 100 on this side who haven't had the opportunity. So, yes, I agree that it is not about the content, it's about the opportunity we give to backbenchers. That was why from the beginning I argued in this house that given the vast number, the differential in the numbers, if we stick to the principle that we are two sides and therefore we must be given equal time in any debate, yes, substance-wise it may not matter, but in terms of opportunity to participate, the people on this side of the house will be unfairly treated, and it's beginning to manifest. It's beginning to manifest. So I think that we must revisit that issue so that, yes, I'm not saying it has to be, 2-1, 2-1, so that when 10 people speak on this side, 20 people on this side will get to speak, so that as many backbenchers on this side will have the opportunity to also have a bite. So that is an appeal that, again, I want to make to Speaker, because this is a ruling of Speaker, and by our standard orders, unless I come by motion to challenge it, and I'm not willing to challenge Mr. Speaker's ruling. But once again, just to appeal that even as you enforce the ruling, and I recall Speaker said it is subject to the discretion of the Speaker. Maybe if Speaker will exercise his discretion and allocate more speaking opportunities to the majority so that many of our members and backbenchers can also have a bite during the period of the commentary. It will help us and reduce some of the pressure on my good self. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, but Honorable Minority Chief Whip, I asked specifically whether there is a further comment, and you said no.
Speaker, with respect, my commentary is coming as a result of the response of the Leader of the House.
Very well.
Speaker, let me just say that on the matter of galamsey, it's important we contextualize it. I am not calling for the minister to just come one off and come and read statement and then go back to the ministry. No. I am calling for the minister to be here every week. Yeah, you said, Leader, we listened to you in silence. You said that as many times as possible, the minister will come. Yes, if you concede to the fact that the fight is becoming difficult. And I heard him when he talking about galamsey and when you start, what do you call it? You start in an aeroplane, area view, there is demolition all over, it's happening all over the place. There is a singular litmus test. There's a singular litmus test. If the water bodies are getting bad, if our lands are getting destroyed, and now, under your watch, listen to me. The way he's disrupting my good friend, he doesn't want me to speak. Protect me. I'm your friend. Now, I'm saying that it's not about we are not importing excavators anymore. That is just a microscopic aspect of the entire problem. Now, the best litmus test is how is the land now. Our farmlands are being destroyed. Our water bodies are being destroyed. All major water bodies in this country are getting bad. Now, we are even being told by scientific reports that heavy metals are found in food, contemporary and all other food from the farms. That cannot be a good test. So I'm saying, and if we are adopting the report, let's adopt the business statement appropriately. And I am saying that the minister should not just come and read one-off statement and go back. No. Every week he should be here. My proposal.
When the chairman of the business committee said, as often, what does that mean?
That can be interpreted to mean anything. I am saying that we should adopt a position that every week the lands ministry.
It can even be twice in a week.
Yes, that's fine. But I want to
because the word he uses as often.
Yes, but I am saying that he should come at least minimum once every week. And I'm not calling for the minister himself. The deputy minister can come and do that. And then I want us to set that matter clear. And I'm also saying that this matter about number of excavators imported is neither here nor there. If the water bodies are bad, and we are finding heavy metals in our foodstuff from the farm, and you tell me you are fighting galamsey, you have failed. You have failed. And I see him struggling to justify. Let the minister come and speak to the people's representative. Speaker, on a matter of proportion, disproportionate speakers, it's neither here nor there. The leader and the majority leadership should get innovative. What we have done, maybe you should learn from us. What? Learn from us. We have a wonderful blend. The old members of parliament and the first-time members, we have done a wonderful blend. That is, you should be taking a cue from our position. Your people are complaining, your backside, they are all complaining. Because why? Because you are not filling them. We have trained our first-time members of parliament, and they are ready to do justice. Now you are complaining. Where are your people? Look at that. Empty seat. You have 187 members of parliament. Your side is empty. So we are simply saying that what the majority leader is proposing is alien to parliamentary jurisprudence. It is nowhere in the world that you say that 5 people should speak and 1 person from our side should speak. What is that? What is that? No. The Speaker has settled this matter. And I'm happy.
Is there a football formation?
I don't know. Speaker, I'm happy at conclave. You gave a wise counsel that leadership should relate. They shouldn't come and create problems for you. Leadership should relate to the Speaker. The Speaker has ruled on this matter, and he rightly observed that he knows what to do if he wants to challenge the Speaker. You cannot appeal to us. We will not accept any appeal from you. The status quo remains. If you want to challenge the ruling of the Speaker, leader, as experienced as you are, come by a motion, and we'll face you on that motion. They should do a wonderful blend. Find a way of blending their colleagues. Now, Speaker, on the galamsey, no matter what you say, the people of this country will not be convinced. Especially when the water bodies are bad.
Honorable members, can we talk
concluding
about the business statement?
Speaker, my commentary is coming out of his answers. Speaker, he spoke for about 10 minutes, and as if he was the lands minister, speaking authoritatively on galamsey. Meanwhile, he's not at the lands ministry. I don't know if galamsey is happening at his backyard. There's no galamsey at your backyard. For those of us who have been affected, let us speak, because our future is on the line. So the minimum once in a week, I want us to adopt, the House will adopt it, the ministry must be here, and we must give them template. They just can't come and read speeches and just go away. This House, leadership must give template on what they have to come and speak to. They can't just come and read long, winding speeches and just walk away and say that they are fighting galamsey. Is that how to fight galamsey? Show by competence, the water level must change. The turbidity level of the waters must change. That is only when we can say that you are doing well. Speaker, without adding more, I want to say that we should adopt a position that minimum once a week, the land ministry must appear.
Unfortunately, you are not in charge of programming government business.
Well, I'm saying.
So it's a suggestion that you are making.
Speaker, I beg you, can I just finish? I am only making, majority that sit down. I have not finished. I have not finished. Speaker, I have not finished. If I have said something untoward, you can get up and catch the eye of the Speaker. I am saying that galamsey, you are failing.
But you are a member of the business.
You are failing. You are failing and you are failing.
You are a member of the business committee.
Show leadership.
You are a member of the business committee.
Yes. I cannot program all by myself.
Very well. Then you are done. Yes, Majority Leader. Yes, I won't listen to you again.
Mr. Speaker.
You had the opportunity. I won't listen to you again. Yes.
Mr. Speaker, this House has 43 committees. 43 committees. The committees are led by chairpersons and rankings. And the chairpersons have deputies, and the rankings, I think, also have deputies. Mr. Speaker, this site has only 87 members. Only 87 members. Only 87 members. Mr. Speaker, by virtue of being only 87, if they are to choose leadership of committees, invariably, they have 86 members who will be leaders. Because one is chairperson, the other is either ranking or deputy ranking. So, Mr. Speaker, in the process, almost, all of them will end up being in leadership of committees. And the time allocation gives leadership of committees more time than backbenchers. So it is nothing innovative that you are doing. It's nothing innovative. You can't say that this side should learn from you, that we should be innovative. If innovation is depleting your numbers in this chamber, we would prefer to remain the majority and not be speaking. You cannot deplete your numbers and come and say you are innovative. Because that is what has led to this situation where almost every one of you gets to speak and gets to speak for 10 minutes because almost everybody is either a ranking member or a vice ranking member or even a chairman of a committee. So there's nothing innovative that you are doing. So don't tell me that this side should learn and be innovative like you. Mr. Speaker, well, I'm in a dispatch box, but he has brought it onto all of us. And as for the issue of galamsey, I know that in communication, part of the trick is continue repeating a lie. And so if you continue repeating a lie for so many times, it might be confused as being the truth. I understand that that is part of communication. But the truth of the matter is that everybody in this country knows that this government is fighting galamsey. And everybody knows that we inherited a very bad situation when galamsey was not being fought. It was a free-for-all affair. Excavators everywhere. Indeed, the Minister for Environment under President Akufo-Addo, under the NPP, publicly indicated the involvement of senior government officials in galamsey activities, in forests and everywhere. So you cannot come today and pretend that galamsey started 8 months ago. You cannot. And you cannot say that water bodies are polluted and the pollution occurred 8 months ago. Yes. All the excavations that you did and the heavy metals that polluted those areas, it takes time to be able to extract them. Indeed, some of them, it will be difficult to even extract them. So you cannot all of a sudden expect that within 8 months, all the heavy metals that have been poured at the galamsey site for 8 years will all of a sudden just vanish. It doesn't vanish that way. It doesn't vanish that way. It doesn't vanish that way. It requires huge investments. And as we speak, government is taking steps to reclaim those areas. So I can assure you that this whole claim that, if foodstuff today, okay, have traces of mercury in them, can you ask yourself, when was that particular item planted? How long did it take to harvest that item? Any food in the market must have been planted 6 months ago. Is that okay? And harvested at least 3 months ago. And processed to now be in the market. So it cannot be galamsey that occurred in the last 6 months that has polluted the water bodies to create a situation where there is pollution in the foodstuffs. No. This is work that you did that caused the pollution. And we're trying to fix it. Support us. And as for the minister coming here every week or twice in a week, you are asking the minister to go out there and fight galamsey. And you're asking him to leave the fight and come and be briefing you. So what is the minister expected to do? To be here every day briefing this house or to be in the field fighting galamsey? Which one do you want? Are you saying that the minister should stop the fight out there in the field? Is galamsey happening in this chamber? Is galamsey happening in this chamber? Why should the minister spend most of his time in this chamber briefing this house on galamsey instead of being out there in the field fighting galamsey? So, Mr. Speaker, let me conclude by indicating that as for the minister, anytime that you ask a question and request of him to be here to answer questions on galamsey activities, I can assure you that the minister will come and answer the questions and brief the House. And I also want to plead that this whole arrangement and speaking allocation and proportionality should actually be reconsidered, because the backbenchers on this side have really been deprived of some opportunity that backbenchers on this side are enjoying. And I just want us to be fair. It's not on all issues that I would say it should be, 2 to 1. But when it comes to commentary on the budget, well, there's only one minority leader and one majority leader. But we have so many backbenchers here and very few backbenchers here, and that's why we're asking for proportional. But for leaders, there's just one minority and one majority leader. Mr. Speaker, I thank you.
Honourable members, the business statement as presented is hereby adopted. Honourable members, item number 7.
Speaker, I wish to find out, just for your clarification, with respect. So, on the Minister for Lands or the Ministry of Lands coming to brief, what is the position that this House is adopting? Is it the case that we are saying that he can come on an inception of a question or on my call that every week he should be here once? What is the position now?
Well, we all understand the word often, and I will still stick by the meaning of the word often. Honourable members, item number 7. Honourable members, we shall now continue the commentary on the statement by the Honourable Minister for Finance on the budget statement and economic policy of government for the year ending 31st December 2026. First on my list is Honourable Yusuf Suleimana. You are speaking for 15 minutes. Please, you have the floor.
Mr. Speaker, God bless you. Mr. Speaker, I rise to contribute to the statement numbered 7A, which is before us this morning. Mr. Speaker, before I go to the substantive issues of land, natural resources, I want to make some corrections to some comments that were made a few days ago, especially coming from my good friend, Honorable Alexander Akwesi Akwa, who is here watching me. Mr. Speaker, he tried to compare the former president, His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo, with His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. I want to make an appeal that Nana Akufo-Addo is on retirement. And so it will be appropriate to allow him to enjoy his peace. The way and manner you always bring him up for debate, I don't know whether it's deliberate, to expose him the more. Mr. Speaker, we had a president who abandoned a lot of projects. He abandoned Bola Town roads. He abandoned all projects that were going on at the Bola Senior High School. He abandoned the Bola Bamboy Road. He abandoned our teacher training college that was started in 2016. Indeed, he abandoned Bole personally. Why do I say so? For the 8 years that he became president, he never visited Bole. We invited him several times, he didn't go. Wow. Now you want to compare him with His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. If John Dramani Mahama has not done anything for the people of Chebi, he provided them with potable water when indeed they were drinking water with pigs. That is what His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has done. So, as much as possible, Honorable Alexander, don't provoke this kind of debate. Mr. Speaker, now to the issue of the hospital that he referred to. This hospital was built by the former president, Ike Achampon. The hospital saw renovation almost under every administration except the Nana Akufo-Addo-led administration. It was abandoned to the extent that His Excellency, the former president, the president of Ghana now, who was in the position, had to rush with a wife to go and build a maternity ward.
Honorable Sulemana, please stop the time for Sulemana. Honorable Chief Whip and honorable members, today and thereafter we shall go strictly in accordance with the rules. So you can now tell me why you are up.
Speaker, ordinarily I won't do this. I intend to listen to my colleague. A while ago, he made a definite statement that the people of Chebi
satisfy the rules.
Speaker, order 1, 2, 3. Order 1, 2, 3.
Yes, the specific rules.
Speaker, order 1, 2, 3. I'm coming order 1, 2, 3. 2A. And then by extension, even 2B. It's still applicable. And
yes.
He said, I'm not reading it.
What is the offensive word?
Because he said, the people of Chebi, you are not the one presiding. The people of Chebi were drinking water with pigs. He made that definite statement. And well, if granted that he wants to stand by that statement, then he must provide evidence to that statement. Otherwise, he must be made to withdraw. He must be made to withdraw. And Speaker, that aspect of his speech must be expunged. And he must apologize to the good people of Chebi and the people of the Eastern region. That is offensive.
Accordingly, I direct that be expunged from the record. Please, you have the floor.
Mr. Speaker, I'm grateful. Mr. Speaker, the people of Chebi are my friends. And I do not intend to say anything that will incur their wrath. All I'm saying is that there was a time where they were drinking water, fetching water from the same source where other animals were also drinking from. So if you want me to put it that way, humbly, I want to leave it here. Mr. Speaker, I was just saying that the hospital was abandoned, and so somewhere 2021, 2022, the maternity ward, the children's ward, were